All right. Thank you so much for all of you joining. And we got Germany, we got Miami, and we got, I don't know, Matthew, where you're moving. I mean, you're probably in the car. So thank you for being with us. Any questions or comments?
Ramin, I had a question.
Yes.
First of all, before that, actually, that was a really nice market analysis, as
Oh,
always.
thank you, Lucas. Very kind of you.
Yeah, no problem. I wanted to ask you about the sterling. So, um, I think you mentioned in the dollar chart, the DXY chart, you said that you'll watch the pound and that'll affect how the dollar moves.
No, no, I said the pound is basically really depend, the dollar has a big effect. So what is happening is, the chart that I show you, the DX, is the basket of different currencies, about seven. So it is not just, so it's the dollar against, like 49% is euro in basket. You have Japanese yen, British pound, Norwegian crown, uh, Swiss franc. So it's a combination of different currencies. So British pound is, I think, about 12% of that. No, what I was saying is when you're watching the British pound, just know that there's two major factors right now, which is really hurting them. So the fundamentals are, they got high inflation, unemployment is going up. They do have energy, not as bad as Europe itself. They already had this Brexit, but they also have recession looming, unemployment we got to watch. So there's a lot of pressure on the government. On top of that, the dollar naturally, because on the relative interest rates, dollars is stronger than other currencies. The money has been flowing to dollar for obviously not only just interest rate parity reasons, but also because of the risk side of things. So, when everything else, majority of commodities are dealt with dollar, whether it's petroleum and oil, or whether it's other commodities. So there's always demand for dollar. So dollar is naturally being strong, which is affecting, again, I mentioned the other economies. That affects British pound because now dollar is strong, so that means pound has to be weaker compared to the dollar. So in that sense, that's what I'm watching. So the movement, if you're a very long-term investor, this might be a good time to buy some of a little bit of pound, for instance, transfer some money to pound. But for your short term, just watch it. You should be a trader on the short term, because once we break that 114, 113 area, as I showed you, we could go to 106. Now, when we are trading, we could use ETFs, we could use options, we could use Forex. We're going to be hopefully in and out with stop loss, but we are not investing billions. Remember, a lot of corporations and governments, they are actually investing or they're trading these, and that affects huge amounts. So I'm not sure we are in the bottom in pound. We are much closer to the bottom than obviously we were before, but there's still fundamental problems. So I would not rush into and just say, oh, I'm just gonna buy because it's gonna bounce tomorrow. It will be some time, because fundamentally they got problems, and that's what I said. It's important. And I mentioned about FOMC on Wednesday, but I think Thursday is also very important to pay attention to. Is that helpful, Lucas?
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then I wanted to ask another question. So the real estate ETF, I think it was IYR. Am I
Yes,
correct?
it's one of them. Yes, it's the one for the financials it's used. I mean, the S&P use it, but yeah, IYR. You also have Vanguard, VNQ, I think, and International, and but yes, it's IYR. Lucas.
And that's spiders, right?
Yes.
Okay. Does it I'm assuming it doesn't correlate with house prices, it's just it just correlates with the home builders?
Oh, it has
Or maybe
different,
KB Homes and Lennar and all that?
yeah, it has those, and also, well, it really relates to, because they're all interacting with each other, and these are a lot of REITs in these things also. So depends on interest rates as well. So it's not XHB. XHB is the home construction, what you're thinking of with the Lennar. This is actually more of the REITs. So it is the partnership. So it's not more on the building side of construction side. It's more on the management, the mortgage backed, on actual real estate partnership side.
Okay, and do the REITs, those don't correlate with home prices, right?
Well, I mean,
Not necessarily.
not necessarily, but they still very much related, obviously, because of interest rates affect them. And also, it all depends what kind of a REITs we are talking about. Are they equity related? Are they mortgage related? So, uh, but yeah, no, they are related. The housing, if the real estate slows down, if the mortgages are not producing and they're not performing, obviously it affects the REITs. But it all depends what the REITs we are talking about. IYR is the biggest representative of that. So
Okay. All right, thank you.
you're welcome. Any other questions or comments?
I have a comment, Ramin.
Yes, Jean-Claude.
I recently, actually today or yesterday, I read, you know how they say that the representatives in Congress, outperform on their investments because they have insider knowledge of what's going on, because they're passing laws and etc. Apparently, there are two ETFs that are launching. One from the Democratic side and one from the Republican side. And once I think the Democratic one is called Nance, and the Republican one is called Cruz, and they'll probably mimic, I think, the holdings of the various politicians in Congress.
That is so let me just give you my own 2 cents about these theme, the theme ETFs, right? Yes, I mean it shouldn't be, by the way, they shouldn't have advantage. Obviously, as you know, you've worked with, large financial corporations, you have the China wall, and you're not, the firewall. I mean, you're not supposed to know, take advantage of. That's insider information, and they play these games. And I know some Congress people, especially in the 80s and 90s, they went to jail. But anyway, to answer as far as the ETF goes, Jean-Claude, the experience that I've had is when there's like specific ETFs, they're very exciting, but either they kind of fizzle out because of lack of volume, and they sound really good and they come out, and then after a while they just as I mentioned, they just fizzle out. So, but the theme is good. The way I look at them, rather than buying the ETF themselves, because of the charges usually with these theme ETFs are higher than average, I just take a look at their holdings and decide what I like to do, and kind of do a little more investigation, almost like a screening tool, basically.
Right.
But many, I've seen thousands of these themes come and go. They sound really good, but then, as I said, they fizzle out. But I appreciate that. I didn't know that. That's very, so it's like for Nancy and Ted Cruz, I guess. So
I guess so. One's
so
called
you know what?
Nance,
We
and
got the
one's
2 months from now, and not less than 6 weeks or so, things could be completely different, right? So who
Yeah.
knows? Thank you so much, Jean-Claude. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ramin.
Of course. All right. I really appreciate you being patient. I was hoping keep it. I've been hoping to keep things under an hour, but here we are. Any other comments or questions? If not, I very much wish you a wonderful weekend. I again, please be patient for this week. It's things are gonna move. I think Thursday is a big day, so let's watch that. Be healthy, number one, and prosperous and safe. So with that in mind, I appreciate your again attending this, and I'll look forward to seeing everyone hopefully on Wednesday. I know you're traveling, Jean-Claude, so hopefully on Saturday I'll see you in person.
Yeah, I'll be back on Saturday. I think
Beautiful.
Wednesday is gonna be tough.
Yes, no problem. Have a safe trip back and have a
Thank you.
wonderful stay. All right. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Amin.
Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Thank you.
Of course. Bye.